Team Spence or it don't make sense. We'll find out December 5th, Fox pay-per-view in Texas. Errol Spence Jr., your unified welterweight champion. We got him here right now facing Danny Garcia. Errol, always great to talk to you. How's everything, my man?
Everything been good, man. Everything's going great, so can't complain at all.
All right, look like you're fresh off from the barbershop and fly from the beauty salon here, going with a more modified take this fight up there, right?
Yeah. Just a little taper fade.
All right. All right, look, the big theme of this fight, huge fight, so much at stake, but it's your comeback from the accident, from a year off. You're getting asked, I'm sure, the same question every single interview, but I'll ask it again. What's been the biggest change in your life from such a scary incident to now having an opportunity to put everything back in place?
Just the biggest change is going back to basically, when I got started, and just focus on strictly boxing, and I recently moved it into a ranch house, so I got cattle and horses and more land, and can go outside and not living in the high rise where you just hear noise 7 o'clock in the morning, hear cranes going off and all type of stuff. So I mean that's been a big change too. But basically, man, just taking it, back to square one where it's just nothing but gym work and being in the gym and just staying ready instead of just getting ready when it's time to fight.
All right. You turned cowboy on us?
A little bit. I'm trying.
Okay. I could appreciate that. I talked to Danny Garcia yesterday. He agreed. This is the biggest fight of his career, the biggest platform, the most danger, the most at stake. Can you say the same thing?
Um, I don't know if it's the biggest fight of my career, but it's definitely a huge fight. I really don't put anything on top of the Kell Brook fight. Fighting in somebody else's hometown in front of 30,000 plus fans of his fans. So I mean, but it is a huge fight. If not the second, it's not the first. It's probably the second, just because coming off my accident and fighting at home as my return fight, and basically fighting a guy like Danny Garcia, who's a great fighter, and nobody ever just blown him out the water.
Yeah, no question about it. Obviously, the big intrigue will be, are you going to be the same guy? Will you look the same? What did it feel like the first time you had a legitimate sparring match? Did you have any concerns if you were going to be the same guy?
I didn't have any concerns at all. It's really just answering, the questions that I know my coach had or my dad had. So it's basically answering those questions. Even though they didn't say it, I just knew they can he still take a punch, or his reflex still gonna be the same and things like that. So, and I knew if it wasn't like that, they would never let me step foot back in the ring. So everything went well. They basically, told me what I was doing right, and I looked good. And as sparring got better and better, it just got back normal to me, and it didn't feel awkward like the first sparring.
We know Danny Garcia has what he calls the no look left hook. He said yesterday, if I hit anybody with that, they're not getting up, even Errol Spence. Do you have respect for this punch? Do you have fear for it? How do you react to hearing that?
I mean, of course you have respect for for a punch. But I mean, I don't react to it. I mean, it is what it is. He can throw it all he want. He got to land it. So we'll see.
All right. This has been a fairly civil build between the two of you, both gentlemen, both guys that don't go out of their way to look for a trash talk, a fight. Has Danny said anything that's rubbed you the wrong way up to this point?
Um, nah. I mean, to me, he just said what's expected of him. Him being a former world champion. All he said was he feel like he's gonna win, he's gonna upset me at home and things like that. So I don't. I would expect something else if he was like I was just gonna try my best and this and that, and basically just say that he's gonna come in and give his all, and so he's coming in to win. So it just makes me train harder and just makes me more focused.
You had a great fight with Sean Porter last year, right in the discussion for fight of the year. Was it closer than you expected it would end up being?
Well, basically, I already knew. My game plan was to come forward and just fight anyway. So, I mean, basically, it was gonna be what it's gonna be. So, I mean, I already knew that was his game plan, but that was my game plan too. My coach didn't wanted me to, box and do this and do that, but I wanted to fight. So that's what happened.
Well, it turned into a fight. It turned into a fun fight. You won that one. A lot of people are sort of speculating, what is this fight against Danny going to look like? Is it going to be more boxing match? Is it going to be more of an all-out affair? What are you expecting?
It might start out probably us filling each other out, but probably gonna start. I mean, later on, it's probably gonna, when we both get warmed up, it's gonna be an all-out fight. So I expect a great fight, back and forth action, him bringing his all and, him trying to win.
As much as you're being asked about Danny Garcia, people can't stop writing headlines about you and Terence Crawford. Are you okay with that? You okay when people interrupt the interview and say, forget about the December 5th fight. We want to see you and Bud. Who's the bigger star? 60-40. Does that ever piss you off?
Sometimes, because I'm like, it's no Terence Crawford fight. Danny Garcia fight don't work out. So I'm just focused on Danny Garcia, worry about Danny Garcia, and as the fight, people can ask me about other people, but I gotta worry about what's in front of me, because I mean, Danny Garcia is no slouch.
Absolutely. And people assume that Crawford is like your destination fight, your defining fight, the Leonard to your Hearns, whatever you want to say. Do you feel that same way? Do you have somebody else in mind that's your defining opponent? Do you think like that?
I never really just thought about it. I mean, it is what it is. I never thought about it at all. I mean, I'm not gonna think about that fight until till it's signed. So it's not signed right now. So there's no need to even talk about that fight.
All right. All right. Angel Garcia is a lovable fella. He believes in his son. Did you ever cross paths with that man negatively, or are we all good?
Yeah, I crossed paths with him before. I mean, we are good. I mean, he's 100% for his son. I mean, which that's his coach. I mean, that's his coach and his father. So I mean, what you expect, for him to be, for his son. So I think, all the tactics that he do is that, basically hype his son up and, get his son, ready for the fight. So, I mean, I understand what he's doing. I really don't care.
You're among the pound for pound best in the sport critically, but when you're a boxer, you know it full well. You're also competing commercially. This will be your third headlining pay-per-view role. Where do you think you stand among the biggest stars in this game at the moment?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't look at that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. A lot of guys, when they get to the star level, sometimes they're trying to do other things, maybe in the entertainment circuit. AB's got a rap album out. I don't know if you've heard that, Errol.
I heard some songs.
It bangs a little bit, right? Maybe.
It's good. It's good.
Okay. Do you have any plans to ever cross over, sing, act, anything like that?
I can do some acting stuff, but no, I'm not singing, rapping, doing none of the other stuff.
Okay. Back to the fight, back to what matters. Fox pay-per-view, December 5th, Garcia, Spence. How does this fight end? What do you envision here?
I envision my hand getting raised, whether if it's a knockout or, a decision win, but, I'm looking, to make of course, a great fight for my fans and things like that. But for me, I want this to be, a one-sided, either massacre or, one-sided, win easy. So for me, I just want it to be, a one-sided beating by myself.
Given that everything that has happened to you in the past year and, outside of the sports, it's been wild. Will this feel extra special, you think, to get a big win in this spot?
Oh, definitely. Everything that happened and, me coming back and just, working to get back to this spot in this position, it'll definitely, be special. It'll probably be, my second most meaningful victory, besides, the Kell Brook fight. So, I'll definitely be hyped at this fight.
I feel like you're going to fight Canelo one day. Do you feel those same feels on the inside?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. It like I said, it could happen. It's a possibility. I mean, it makes sense, So, I mean, I really don't know. I just, gotta focus on Danny. Once I get Danny out of there, then we can talk about Canelo and all them other guys.
Very fair. Very fair. You'll be, closely tied again playing. You'll be fighting in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That's your hometown team. That's your close knit connection, crossover sports. Were you a team sports athlete during your days in high school before boxing?
Oh yeah, I played football and I grew up just playing soccer, basketball, and and basically everything else. So baseball. So I mean, I was always playing sports, always in sports since I was a little kid. So yeah. Well, in high school, I did play football.
All right. Well, in Texas, you know this better than I do. This is like church high school football. What kind of player was Errol Spence? Tell me about it.
I was pretty good, man. I was pretty good. If I didn't get, too much trouble in school, I probably would have went somewhere. But yeah, I was real good. Yeah, football in Texas is like, man, it's like going to church. I mean, it has to happen. It's intense, especially if you got little league games and it's super intense, and you got whole families out there, and people finna fight the coach and the referee and all type of crazy stuff, man.
Friday Night Lights. Yeah. Texas forever, Errol. What position were you? I got to hear the story here. Were you, 5A star or something like that?
I was corner and running back.
Nice. All right. I bet they're still talking about the gridiron days somewhere there in Texas. A lot more talk, obviously, about the box days. December 5th, Fox pay-per-view. Errol Spence, it's been a pleasure, sir. Best of luck against Danny Garcia. You only make big fights, and I'm looking forward to this one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.